In today's lecture, we will see the new chapter, chapter number 6, colligative properties. So, there are 4 colligative properties, and initially we will define what is meant by colligative property. So, a physical property of a solution which depends only on the ratio of the number of particles of solute to the solvent in the solution, not the identity of the solute. So simply, the colligative property depends upon the number of solute particles dissolved in the solvent, and it describes a non-volatile solute dissolved in a solvent. And here are the 4 colligative properties. First one is boiling point elevation, that is increase in the boiling point. Then next one is a freezing point depression. Next is vapor pressure lowering or the lowering of vapor pressure. And last one is the osmotic pressure. So all these 4 properties which depends upon the solute particles. So called as the colligative properties. Now just see the diagram which we have seen already, that's why written recall. The pressure temperature phase diagram, we have plotted this diagram. Pressure on the y-axis and the temperature on the x-axis. And here the point at which all 3 phases comes together called as a triple point. This is the solid phase, liquid phase and the gaseous phase. Intersects at one point, and point is called as a triple point. The pressure at this point is called as a triple point pressure. Temperature is known as a triple point temperature. So this is the diagram. So now we are going to refer this diagram to find out the temperature at or the boiling point and the melting points. It will be either increased or decreased. How? So we will see. So initially, this is suppose a boiling point of the liquid, and the increased boiling point is here. That's why we can say the temperature will be slightly changed and the temperature will be higher than the initial temperature. Next is the melting point. So secondly, we have told the diffraction in the freezing point or the freezing point will be decreased and the boiling point will be increased. So we will see by using this diagram in the next part. So let's start with here. Only this diagram shows there are 3 phases, solid, liquid and vapor, and they intersect at one point called as a triple point. So we will find the boiling point, melting point on the same diagram in the next slides. So first property is the elevation of the boiling point. So boiling point will be increased slightly, not greater. Difference is there in actual boiling point and the observed boiling point after addition of the solute. So it is well known that a liquid boils only when its vapor pressure which becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, and when a non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, the vapor pressure is lowered. Means obviously we will take the non-volatile solute which is soluble in the solvent. At that time the vapor pressure of the solution will be lowered. And here in the elevation in the boiling point, the liquid will boil only when its vapor pressure which becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. So in order to boil the solution, the temperature has to be raised further so as to make its vapor pressure equal to the atmospheric pressure. Now, as you have learned the boiling point definition in 9th, 10th or the 11th standard and so on. So, boiling point of a substance is the temperature where the vapor pressure which is become equal to the external pressure. that is vapor pressure of the liquid, which is equal to vapor pressure of the surrounding or the atmosphere. So this is the definition of the boiling point. Now the external pressure doesn't change, but the temperature which is required to attain that vapor pressure is increased. So external pressure is constant. We cannot change this. So when we increase the temperature to attain, the vapor pressure is increased. And here we will see the terms delta TB, KB and the M. So before that we will see the equation to find out the boiling point elevation, that is change in temperature delta TB. B represents the boiling, T is the temperature, delta represents the chill. So delta TB is equal to KB into M. Here delta TB is the increase in boiling temperature. Then KB is the molar boiling point elevation constant and M is the molality of the solute. So molality can be calculated by using molality is equal to moles of solute divided by kg of solvent. So this is the equation to find out molality. So by using this equation delta TB is equal to KB into M, you can find out the increase in the boiling temperature. Here molality is the number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent, and the contrast of proportionality Kb is the boiling point elevation constant, and which is denoted by Kb, and its unit is kg per mole. And same definition is here, molality which is equal to mass of solute in kg divided by mass of solution in kg per mole into solvent mass in kg. Now the next colligative property is freezing point depression. So see, the temperature at which liquid state will converted into the solid state. Here simply liquid will freeze. So liquid is directly get converted into a solid state, and it is opposite to the melting point. Here pressure will increase at the freezing point. That means when pressure is increased, freezing point will be increased. Hence freezing point of a liquid is a temperature at which the vapor pressure of solid which becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the liquid. As in the boiling point we have seen, the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the surrounding or the atmosphere. But here vapor pressure of the solid would be which becomes equal to the vapor pressure of the liquid. This is the freezing point of a liquid. So freezing point depression is a colligative property which is observed in solutions, and that results from the introduction of the solute molecules to a solvent. And the freezing points of solutions are all lower than that of the pure solvent, and it's directly proportional to the molality of the solute. So we already defined the molality. And now we will find out the change in temperature or the freezing temperature or the depression in the freezing point. So delta TF is equal to TF standard of solvent minus TF solution. So here TF standard solvent is the freezing point of the solvent, and TF solution is the freezing point of the solution. So this is the equation by which we will find out the depression in freezing point. Now the freezing point depression, in which the freezing point is depressed or decreased or reduced than the actual value. This means the temperature must be lower before a given substance freezes. And delta TF is the decrease in freezing temperature. So delta TF is equal to Kf into M. So you can write delta Tf is equal to Kf into M. Here Kf is the molar freezing point depression constant. M is the molality, number of moles of solute divided by kg of solvent. And delta Tf is the decreasing freezing temperature. Now we have to calculate the solvent mass. So use the volume of the solvent and its density to find out the solvent for molality M. So molality M is equal to moles of solute divided by kg of solvent. So to find out the mass of the solvent, you can use this equation. Density is equal to mass upon volume. So density into volume is equal to mass. By using this equation, you can calculate mass of solvent is equal to density of the solvent into volume. So by this equation, you can find out the weight of the solvent. Obviously, number of moles will be known, so you can easily find out the molarity of the solution. Now, consider this diagram. So we will see here the effect of colligative properties on the phase diagram. This diagram shows the melting point elevation, melting point depression, and the boiling point elevation, and vapor pressure is lowered. So all three will be seen here. So consider first this thick line, brown colored thick line shows the initial condition or the standard condition. See here red dotted line which shows the lowering in the vapor pressure. So triple point pressure is here and this lowered pressure is here. Red dotted line shows the lowering in the vapor pressure. So this is the vapor pressure which is lowered, which is shown by dotted line. Then the boiling point elevation is shown by this blue dotted lines. Initial temperature is here. T degree Celsius shows the initial temperature, but when we have added the solute to the solvent, then you can measure the boiling point, it will be elevated and its temperature is slightly greater. So this is the boiling point elevation. This part shows the elevation in the boiling point. This green dotted line shows the initial boiling point or the exact boiling point, and when we have added solute it will be increased. So this blue line shows the elevated boiling point. Now melting point depression. So see here is the solid, here is the liquid, and here is the vapor. So here this green dotted line shows the initial melting point. So instead of melting point you can say the freezing point. So this is the initial freezing point, and when the liquid vapor pressure which becomes equal to the solid vapor pressure, that is there is a decrease in the freezing point. So it will shift to the left side and temperature will be less. So this green line is here where temperature is suppose T1 and it is shifted to the left side, that is the freezing occurred, and freezing occurs only when there is a temperature is less. So a decrease in temperature is observed in the freezing point or the depression freezing point. So this is the initial condition and that will be final condition. So this is the lowering or the depression of the freezing point. So simply all three colligative properties are seen here. This red line shows the lowering of vapor pressure. This brown line shows the initial conditions. This red line shows the lowering of the vapor pressure. This green dotted line shows the initial boiling point, and the elevated boiling point is here, which is the greater. And the freezing point depression initial point is here and it's shifted to the left side. So obviously temperature will be less. Now the last colligative property, last means third colligative property, then another one is there. So here is the vapor pressure. Already we have seen how the vapor pressure is lowered here. This brown line shows the exact initial vapor pressure, but when we are going to add the solute, non-volatile solute to the solvent, so vapor pressure will be lowered. This red line shows the lowering of vapor pressure. So take a solvent in a closed container and the equilibrium condition is observed there. So the pressure exerted by the vapor in the head space is referred to as the vapor pressure of the solvent. So consider this is a closed container and here liquid is taken, and here this liquid, when we provide either heat or anything, the liquid will convert it into the vapor, and this vapor in the head space is referred as the vapor pressure of the solvent. And the addition of any non-volatile solute to any solvent reduces the vapor pressure of the liquid. So when we add the solute to the solvent, the vapor pressure will be decreased or lowered. And non-volatile solute reduces the ability of the surface solvent molecules to escape the liquid. The vapor pressure is reduced, and the Raoult's law is very useful here, and Raoult's law quantifies the amount of vapor pressure lowering that is observed. So Raoult's law is here, PA is equal to XA into P standard A. So here PA is the partial vapor pressure of the solvent, and we have written here suffix A. This A is for solvent A. Here PA is the partial pressure of the solvent, vapor pressure above the solution, and X is the mole fraction of the solvent. P standard A is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So everything is for the solvent, that's why written AAA here. PA is equal to XA into P standard A. So XA is the mole fraction of the solvent. Now all ideal solutions can obey the Raoult's law, and the real solutions show approximately ideal behavior. Only when the solution concentration is very low, then solute and solvent have similar size molecules, solute and solvent have similar types of intermolecular forces, then and then only real solutions can show ideal behavior and they can obey the Raoult's law. And Raoult's law breaks down when solvent and the solute intermolecular force of attractions are very stronger or weak than solute-solvent intermolecular forces. And when the addition of non-volatile solute is there, it causes to have the higher boiling points than the pure solvent. Vapor pressure will decrease after addition of the non-volatile solute, and higher temperature is required in order for vapor pressure, which becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure 1 atmosphere. So as we have already discussed diagram, same diagram is there, but here diagram is showing the vapor pressure of the solution. So initially see here 1 atmosphere, this is the standard pressure, but it will get lowered after addition of the solvent. So simply vapor pressure at the boiling point of the pure solvent, this is here. So vapor pressure of the solution is lower than that of the pure solvent. And next point is when there is equilibrium vapor pressure, molecules in the liquid phase continuously vaporize and it will recombine or condense in a closed container. So this is suppose water, when it vaporizes, molecule comes to this part, but again this comes to the container when this is a closed system. So rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation, and the partial pressure of the gas is constant at the equilibrium. And now the Raoult's law, as already we have seen, the vapor pressure of the solution will depends on the mole fraction of the solvent. So P solution is equal to X solvent into P standard solvent. P solution is the vapor pressure of the solution, X is the mole fraction of the solvent, P standard is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. And here mole fraction of the solvent can be calculated as moles of solvent divided by moles of solute plus moles of solvent. So here blue dots are for liquid molecules and this colored dots are for non-volatile solutes. Then the effect of colligative properties on the phase diagram. Here dotted line shows the new phase boundaries for the solution, and the solid liquid coexistence line is now shifted to lower temperature, and the liquid vapor line shifts to higher temperature. Now last property is osmosis. So as you know very well what is meant by osmosis and so on. So only solid molecules can move from lower concentration region to the higher concentration region, and the two regions are separated by a semi-permeable membrane that allows solvent to pass but not solute particles. Means this semi-permeable membrane allows only solid molecules to pass from one part to the another part, or from lower concentration region to the higher concentration region, but not the solute molecules can move from one region to the another region. And the osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. So osmotic pressure is the amount of pressure required to stop the flow of the solvent. So simply osmotic pressure is defined as it is the amount of pressure which is required to stop the flow of the solvent. And a similar equation to the ideal gas law can be written for the osmotic pressure. As we know, PV is equal to nRT. Instead of P, you can write pi here because pi is the osmotic pressure. So Boyle's law can be converted into this format. PV is equal to nRT can be written as pi V is equal to nRT. Here pi is the osmotic pressure, R is the molar gas constant, nR the number of moles, V is the volume in liters, and T is the temperature in Kelvin. And osmotic pressure pi. So pi V is equal to nRT. So we want of only pi. So pi is equal to n upon V into RT. So n by V you can directly write down a concentration. Number of moles divided by volume can be written as a concentration C. So simply pi is equal to CRT. This is our equation to find out the osmotic pressure. So you can use this equation to solve the problems or to find out the osmotic pressure exerted by the solution. And the concentration will be in the molar concentration, that is a molar solution